Hello there, everyone. Rich Wildman here. Glad you're with us today. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can feel it in my bones. No sunshine where I'm at. Hope it's sunny where you are. If it's not, call the weatherman and complain because I have no control over it. Honest. Nothing I can do about it no matter what anyone says. We get all the buttons pushed here to make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to. If you hear anything in the background, it's probably our buddy Tommy in hospital today. That's where he's broadcasting from. We couldn't keep him out and away from a camera no matter what we did. And he insisted on broadcasting from the hospital today. So we'll go to him in just a little bit, find out how he's doing and whether or not he's made any friends. He had a nurse in there earlier. She looked kind of cute, so I'm guessing he made friends, but I don't know for sure. We'll find out in just a little bit. However, if you're new to Music Scene Investigation, you want to know what it's all about, let me tell you, it's about music. Indie artists from around the world submit their music here to MSI. We take and put it in front of our expert panel. They offer their critique and review of that music. And we find out by the end of the show what our song of the week is. That's the way it works. If you want to submit your music, go to MSI, MusicSceneInvestigation.com. Click on the Submit a Song at the top of the page. That's all there is to it. It's really pretty darned easy. Now let's meet our in-house panelist, the aforementioned Tom Chianti, who is in hospital. Hey, Tommy, how are you, sir? Now
I am so scared. I'm in the woods, and I lost my mate and my bedpan. It's horrible.
You're crazy, Tommy. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. I hope people realise it is actually a mental hospital.
Yeah, well, Tommy said that he was in there for something heart-related, but I really don't know, and I clicked the wrong button. I really don't know if it's heart-related or not. I do know that it is a hospital, though, right, Tommy?
Yes, and it is not Bellevue. It is not a mental facility. And I have a nice view of a rock garden, which is a small section of the top of the 5th floor, and you go like 5 to 10 feet, and then there's another 20 stories of hospital.
Why didn't they, Tommy, make you wear a hospital gown during the broadcast of this show?
This is an advanced hospital. They realize to try to humiliate you by making you wear those ass-open gowns is kind of degrading. So they let you wear whatever you want, and if it interferes with their tests, they politely ask you to remove it. Oh. And, it's Columbia Presbyterian.
The problem is, Tommy, it doesn't make for compelling video in any way, shape, or form. That's all I'm saying.
To be honest, Tom, not in a gown, makes more compelling video than...
Yeah. I actually didn't think about it, so you're probably right, Ian, and I appreciate you correcting me on that and keep me straight. How are you, Ian, over in London, England?
I'm not in hospital.
That's good.
Good start. And otherwise, it's been a glorious weekend of sunshine and heat and sunshine and more heat and stuff and things.
How hot is it over there, by the way?
It doesn't matter because you just go, that's not hot.
You're probably right, I would.
Just because we're in England, so any sort of sign of the sun is hot to us. You have to accept this fact. So we've actually been out doing carnivals and swimming and eating chips in the park and things like that.
Well, as long as you're having fun, I guess it really doesn't matter how hot it is.
As long as we're having fun, that's all that counts. And now I'm here.
Well, I'm glad you are here because I have one question for you. I have it for you every week. And that question is, what were the witness statement statistics from last week when we had Tattered, Blame Bilston, and Breath of Grey on the broadcast? Of course, Breath of Grey and their track Instinct was selected as the song of the week. What were the witness statement returns, Ian?
Well, it was another mixed bag. We had song 1, which was Secret by Tattered, and song 3, Instinct by Breath of Grey, got 50% of the votes each on songwriting and on performance.
Really? So, okay, now the third category is going to be the decision maker.
It is the decider, and it went to drum roll, please. Thank you very much. Song 3, Instinct by Breath of Grey. So our audience agreed with us, but only just.
Yeah, only just, and that's just, I guess, you know, it's still not a losing streak by any means, but you guys are really walking a fine edge, you know that, don't you?
We have been walking a fine line recently, but that's good. You know, music is about opinion, and if other people haven't got the same opinion as me, they're wrong.
It's also good because, you know, when you're on the edge, you're edgy.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Simon Cowell, and...
you can call me Brittany.
I was going to call you, yeah, that's fine. Brittany works. I don't mind that. All right, let's meet our guest panelist this week. Our guest panelist this week is... it's really going to be a lot of fun. He is a director of operations at Monarchy Records, which is the urban division of Spectrum Music Group, which is the largest indie record label in the world. We're happy to have him with us here today. It's Dr. Jimmy Starr. Jimmy, how are you?
Hey, I'm fantastic. What's up, everybody? I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. It's you know, I see you a lot on Twitter. You are all about town on Twitter. How do you manage all that? I mean, there's a lot going on.
I spend a lot of day on Twitter, and I Twitter everywhere. If I'm at a red light, I Twitter a stop sign. Well, I'm tweeting right now while we're doing this interview. I just tweeted for everybody to tune in.
Oh, that's awesome. We're glad you did. Yeah, I got to tell you though, Twitter is probably one of the most difficult social networks for me to get my head wrapped around. It's just too fast for me. Do you have problems keeping up because it's so fast?
Not at all. You know what? Twitter's the most important out of all the social media, in my opinion, is the most important of all the social media avenues. And I don't ever look at my feed, like the actual feed of what everybody tweets. So I basically only look at the of where I get mentioned, and then those are the people that I interact with, unless it's something, you know, that I've been asked to promote or I'm involved with or something like that. I only do look at the so I don't ever look at the whole thing, so then it makes it more manageable because you just, you know, look at the things that you're actually involved with.
That's got to be the secret then. Look at only the and not all the other stuff that comes by. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and then it works, and it's not too bad because I have like 800,000 followers, and so like I get several thousand of them a day. Yeah. And if I had to go through the feed and the several thousand, there's no way I could do it.
Yeah, I completely understand. Now, just to let everybody know, you're not just the director of operations over at Monarchy Records. You are a busy man about town. You're also the host of the Jimmy Starr Show, which is the 9th rated web show in the world. It's syndicated all over the place. 7 major markets, 3 countries. You got it all going on here, Jimmy.
Absolutely. The Jimmy Starr, we're a 2-hour entertainment talk show with my co-host, Ron Russell. And we're every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on W4CY.com. And then it's syndicated everywhere. We're also on Stitcher, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. And basically, it's just a fun, totally non-scripted entertainment talk show promoting up-and-coming artists, famous artists, movie directors, movie stars, TV stars, you know, whoever we book for that time. And basically, like, it's just an unscripted, totally fun entertainment talk show.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to listen to a couple of shows, and I'm going to have to listen to a lot more because you guys move very fast on that broadcast. And
oh, yeah.
You really do. And you cover everything. It seems, now, this may be just the shows I listen to, but it seems to me like, Jimmy, and I got to be honest here, seems like you're spending most of your time partying down in Florida, man.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time. Actually, the radio station is in Florida, and I'm in Pennsylvania. So I actually I go from my studio in Pennsylvania to the radio station in Florida, and then they put it out there. But I go back and forth to Florida a lot, so a lot of times we go in the studio.
The show I listen to, you're out on somebody's yacht just partying hard.
Yes, we like to have a good time, and one of the great perks of like having a popular radio show is that your media, so you get invited to go to a lot of stuff that maybe you might not be able to get into any other way.
Absolutely. I can agree with that. Now, you mentioned you have your fingers in everybody's pie. You're just constantly doing stuff. A couple of things that I noticed that you were involved with, we talked a little bit in the pre-show about, but I wanted to cover here is, first of all, movies and books. You got some stuff going on there. Tell me a little bit about some of the movies and book deals and things like that you're involved with. We talked a little bit about the 12 Seals, Full Metal Jacket, and so forth.
Yeah, I actually I have an audiobook company with other people that are involved. Through the Spectrum Music Group, which is the largest indie record label in the world, we have a new division called Beacon Audiobooks, where we are releasing audiobooks of all different kinds of books. The website is beaconaudiobooks.com. One of our big projects right now, we're releasing the Full Metal Jacket Diary, which originally was an app based on the movie by Matthew Modine, the star of the movie, and he narrated the actual audiobook for us. And so it's all about the making of the Stanley Kubrick film that won the Academy Award, and it was an app, and now it's going to be an audiobook, and it'll be coming out sometime in the fall, either in like September or October, probably.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That was one of my favorite movies, by the way.
Great movie.
Great movie. An equally awesome audiobook, of course.
Yeah, and we have a bunch of other great audiobooks that are coming out also. We're doing 12 Years a Slave. We have the Navy SEALs book by Roger Grubbs. And I also have a production company called Show and Tell Entertainment, and we have a bunch of different movies on the slate that we're working on financing and putting together, and the 12 Seals is one of them. And then I do A&R and everything for the Spectrum Music Group. So I'm busy all in entertainment.
Yeah, I want to talk to you a little bit about A&R because, as I mentioned prior to the broadcast going on air, a lot of the people that tune into Music Scene Investigation happen to be indie artists. And we do cater towards indie artists because we love the music, we love what they're doing, and the fact that they're doing it themselves is really intriguing to us. And some of the things that they're interested in, and they might be interested in, is the A&R process. What is the A&R process that you might go through with Monarchy Records and the Spectrum Music Group on some of the music that indie artists submit to you guys?
Now, I get about, probably through Twitter, maybe like close to 200 submissions a week. And what we're basically what you look for, because when it really comes down to it, there are a lot of great bands, and not everybody makes it. But like if you have two bands and the music is equally good, then the things that you start to look for then is their social media skills. Are they active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? Do they do a lot of promotions? Do they play a lot of shows? Do they have an actual website that's not a Facebook page? All the different things that show how professional and dedicated they actually are, and how much they're willing to really work for it. Because if you have two different bands and one of them is popular on social media and the other one doesn't do anything, you're always going to go with the one who's already used to promoting themselves.
So that's an important part of the whole process is they need to be actively involved with their fans, actively out there on the web, social media, etc. That's a real important part of an indie artist then? Super duper important part, because that's all how you make an indie artist popular. Another thing that's real popular is, are they playing, depending on the genre of music, are they playing shows or not? Or are they just sitting around hoping people are going to find them? Like the people who are out hustling and trying to make it happen, go to an indie artist and to an indie label, and the indie label is super happy to put up some money and time and energy to make the whole thing work. But if they're sitting around not doing anything and they just think they're terrific, without wanting to put in the work, they're probably not going to really get too far. So how about when it comes to listening to the music? You say you get a couple of hundred submissions a week. What about the music that comes across your desk? Now, we've heard from people in radio, programming departments, music directors of stations and whatnot, and generally they spend, 30, 40 seconds with a song. How is that process and the whole A&R process for you when it comes to actually working with listening to the music that comes across your desk?
I probably listen to... I probably go a little bit longer, maybe like a minute or so to get to. I always wait till I get to at least to the chorus to find out if the chorus is going to be catchy. And then I would if I like it, then I'll listen to the whole song, and if I like the whole song, then I'll dig into more. Usually, when they send in music they'll also send like links or an EPK or links to their social media or something that where you can actually go and check out all those things. And so then that would be the next step. If you like the song, then you go check out all the other things that they're involved with.
That makes perfect sense. All right. Couple of more questions. I think that let me check and make sure Tom and Ian don't have anything, or if they do, I want them to get involved. Ian, Tom,
we got a question in the chat.
Sure.
Are you related to Freddie Starr?
No, I am not related to Freddie Starr. I don't even know who that is, but I'm sure he's cool if his last name is Starr.
British comedian. He ate a hamster once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I happen to watch a little bit go through in the chat room. I don't think you want to know who Freddie Starr is. So, anyway, Tommy,
he ate a hamster once. That was the big headline here in Britain. Freddie Starr ate my hamster.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, kind of going for that whole Ozzy Osbourne thing. Yeah, I don't get it. All right, Tommy in the hospital. Anything from your side?
Well, you're a very good interviewer, Rich. You've asked a lot of the pertinent questions, and Jimmy's really great. He's blurting it all out there, and he's explained a lot of what goes on, and he's absolutely correct. Labels will not work with a group that doesn't work with themselves and work to push themselves.
All right, that makes sense. I agree with that. All right, Jimmy, one quick question for you. The Jimmy Star Show, where can people find it? I know it's all over the place. You mentioned one site earlier, one radio station. Where can they locate it? And if they miss a live show, can they download it? And where's that at?
Sure, you can go to, first of all, the live show is 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, w4cy.com. That's in Florida. On Thursday nights, you can hear us on wbad.net in Washington. On, Saturday we're at WROM Radio in Detroit. Sunday nights, Monster FM Radio in New York. And then we're on Planet Radio Network on Friday nights, and that's all over the place. It's Friday nights, I think, at 9. And if you miss all those shows that get aired, you can either go to iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and just type in Jimmy Star Show, or you can go to JimmyStarShow.com, and there's a link to download them. Oh, we're on SoundCloud, too.
That's awesome. You got to be everywhere these days. There just is no doubt about it, no reason or way around it.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's good to see, and want to make sure that everybody does go to JimmyStar.com because you want to find out more about Jimmy. Hilarious show, by the way. I think your sidekick, what's your sidekick's name?
Ron Russell.
Ron is he's got to be a handful, just like Tommy is.
He is hilarious. He's fantastic. He never did radio before. He had a TV show in L.A. for many years where he interviewed all the legends of Hollywood, and so radio is a big change for him. And since he can't see the people that he's talking to, it just makes it a lot of fun because he never knows, and he talks over them, and we just have a blast.
Yeah, he looked very familiar. I thought I seen him someplace before. I just couldn't place him. So now you've done that for me.
Yeah, he also has been in a ton of movies.
There you go. That explains it. Just like Tommy has.
Yeah.
Well, those were all in Germany, and you can't understand the language.
Yeah, Tommy's movies are usually not let out in the bright sunshine of day, but that's another story altogether. All right, we are here for a purpose and a reason today, everybody, and that is to listen to some great indie music. Or at least we hope it's great. We never know until we hear it, so we're going to do that right now. We're going to play for you 3 songs today. This is song number 1 we're starting with right now. So here we go, everybody. We got song number 1 up for you on today's MSI. Enjoy it, everyone.
Kicking up the tin cans through the feet of passers-by. Street life is so hard through the working class's eye. I'll gaze at my reflection through the ripples in the pond. Every passing minute for a job I haven't found. That's not me at all, up against the wall. Time to get away. Who needs the money anyway? I'll bum around the squats, just one more fix to see me through. A precious trip to heaven, just another dream come true. There's a guy upstairs who's lonely now, he's taken to the wagon, 'cause his girlfriend spent her last trip in the stomach of the dragon. But that's not me at all, up against the wall. Time to get away, who needs the dragon anyway? That's not me at all, up against the wall. Time to get away, who needs the dragon anyway? Kicking up the tin cans through the feet of passers-by. Street life is so hard for the working class's eye. I'll gaze at my reflection through the ripples in the pond. Hey, every passing minute for a job I haven't found. But that's not me at all, up against the wall. Time to get away, who needs the money anyway?
There you have it. That is song number 1 on today's broadcast. And as soon as I can get my picture, I lose control of this whole video switching thing. It seems like about once a show. So it's all back and it's all good. All right, let's go ahead and get the reviews underway. We're going to start out with Ian Husbands. Ian, track number 1 to you. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I kind of like this. Bit sort of dark, bit sort of deep. References the dragon, I'm presuming chasing the dragon or something like that with absinthe, or basically an addiction of some kind by the sounds of it. And I really, really liked it. I did feel that from an arrangement point of view, I was waiting for that build that never came. It was teasing me and it was teasing me, and then it just didn't really deliver. There was no climax to it from that point of view. It stayed very much on a level. The guitar riff stayed the same all the way through. I would have liked to heard the arrangement broken up a bit, some instrumental, and really, at some point in time, really, really bring it in big, maybe with some strings, and really, really open that sound up so you've got that big background with that sort of voice over the top of it. I liked the guy's voice. It was quirky. It sounded like he was British. He had a bit of an accent going on there. Not that we have accents. That's what Americans do. I really liked the lyrical content as well. Some really, really good references. Tony and I and my wife were talking about this the other day, and I like lyrics that tell stories, stuff like Simon and Garfunkel used to do. And this had that sort of quality where it was giving you the picture of what was going on. It was very visual from my point of view, and that worked really, really well. Mix-wise, overall, I think that there was some distortion coming through, and it sounded a bit overcompressed. I use this a lot, but it's something that I do not like, and there was a lot of clipping going on there somewhere. I had to turn down a little bit. Everything just seemed up in your face. I would like to hear the mix with a bit more space around it and a bit more dynamic in the mix itself. But otherwise, great song, really like it. Good demo, as Tom would say.
All right, Ian, I appreciate that. And speaking of Tom, the man in the hospital, I still wish he would have wore a gown, though. All right, Tommy, what do you think of track number 1?
When you take me to the prom, Rich, I'll wear a gown.
There you go. All right. Deal.
Well, I agree with a lot of what Ian said. I really like the guy's voice and the way he tells the story and the rhythm of his vocals. And the vocals were right there so you could hear them all. When you're producing a song, one thing, or when I'm producing a song and when I'm mixing a song, I like to keep the song moving. There's a lot of ways to do that with just mix tricks, but production is really the thing. And as Ian said, this like brought you to the edge. This would be a great, up to the chorus, and then go into a little interlude, and then come back in with a different type of orientation of the instruments. So louder guitars, higher strings, everything. Ian said it was dark, and he's right, because everything, even the strings and everything, you had low end and lower mids, and that was it. You didn't have the upper mids or the high end. There was no air or life to it. But this is a good demo because you can hear that there's talent, if not on a production scale, on a writing scale. So there's a very good chance for someone to hear this and, maybe think of, okay, well, you're not going to be the artist we want to sign, but we would love to sign you as a songwriter. And publishing is not a bad way to make money. There was low-end distortion. It did clip. And all of these things, are taken into account when you present. And, I'm all about the presentation. This was very good. It could have been a lot better. And I think they should really at least, trim the hedge and get rid of the problems. And if they can afford it, mix it up, bring in big, heavy guitars or big, heavy strings or more air and more life, and definitely not more movement, especially in this type of song that tells a story, percussion. And, the rest is just, gluing it all together in the mix.
All right, Tommy, I appreciate that as well. Thank you very much. Jimmy Star from the Jimmy Star Show is up next. Jimmy, what do you think of song number 1?
So this is very interesting to me. How everybody hears and listens for different things. I think there was a lot of good things in the song and a lot of not so good things. First of all, I think the guy's got a great voice. I love the voice. I love the lyrics. I love the fact that he was storytelling. So I'm on board with all of that stuff. I also think that though this song didn't go anywhere, first of all, it was too short, and second of all, I kept waiting for something to happen, and like nothing happened because then the song ended. So like it needs to have something, because it's from a commercial standpoint, like it's not going to get played on real radio because there is no hook. There's nothing catchy. There's nothing that makes anybody go to it and say, oh my gosh, like I want to sing along. This is a great song. I want to listen to it 50 times. Even though the guy does have a lot of talent. He's got a great voice, but the song didn't actually take me anywhere. And so it did make me think like, oh my God, I got to hear it again. So I think it was a little bit dated and it was a little bit too short, and it needs some work to bust out a little bit, because I kept thinking something was going to come and then it didn't quite come. So then I was disappointed. But if it became longer and they became some sort of a chorus or some highs in it that would make you think, oh my God, this guy's like fantastic, I think it actually has potential, and the band itself and the singer itself has great potential.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Jimmy. And I'll introduce that track to everybody. The name of this song is called Against the Wall. It's from Kirby Howarth, and we appreciate you sending that track in to Music Scene Investigation, Kirby. Thank you very much. And by the way, Kirby is out in the chat room right now, so thank him publicly out in the chat room as well. We got 2 more songs coming up, gentlemen. We're going to get right to it. Second song on today's broadcast. It's coming your way right now. This is it, song number 2. Here it is. Enjoy, everyone.
Yes, Miss Money, Miss Money, Miss Money, Miss Money, Miss Money. Everybody always be like, Miss Money, what you gonna do? And for real, I don't know what I'ma do. I guess what I gotta, and not what I wanna. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. parade hood, I'm yelling cause it's cool. Stay out my way, polite, asking you to move. Poppin' hip-hop is how I'm marketing my tunes. They all blindfolded, they don't see me coming through. Wiz got the industry 1 to 4, 1, 2, but they ain't say yeah till black and yellow came through. So I'ma celebrate for the Taylor Gang crew. Poppin' bottles with my team, watch Miss Money board the train. They say she got the melody to make the world sway. What you gon' do? Celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah. I'm 17 on the reverb. Ears, cause everybody's listening. Starting point PA, shot up to Michigan. Then I took my boat and flowed to Mississippi's end. They ain't never heard a girl that ain't gimmicking. They ain't been to the burg where the winners is. First is Taylor, Khalifa, Mac Miller, Miss Money, who? You know the name. And I got over 2,000 witnesses. Oops, I mean fans. Cause I am, yeah, I am the hottest woman. You can play cards, no deal. I make you jump off, low cam. What you gon' do, Miss Money? I'ma celebrate like I graduate. I think I graduated. I've been schooling so long, got a mastered it. They ask me what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate.
There is song number 2 on today's broadcast. Let's head over to Tommy this time and find out what he thinks. Tommy, start us out, sir.
Okay, and the 1, and the 2, and the 3. I generally, have a warm spot in my heart for this song. There's some good parts, but there's no delineation between the chorus and the verse. The second verse is longer, I think, than the first, definitely longer than the last. I like the hook. It had the we represent the Munchkin type of backgrounds in there. I would have liked to have heard, more use of again, the movement. There was no bass, really, and that could have moved it along, Again, if you've got a, this hook is not all that bad, but it could be made better with a little bit more interesting instrumentation. Guys, they're rapping, hitting the beats. That was fine. But it needs, just like the other song, it needs to change. A lot of raps songs that just were an 8-bar loop and made millions of dollars had a very, very interesting 8-bar loop. This, I like the hits and part of the other musical things they had going on, but it just didn't change. They just remained the same. And again, it flowed right from verse into bridge, and there was absolutely no rise, no breaks. And speaking of the breaks, where are the drops? I love, something like this to, drop and roll a snare riff or a kick riff or just like a funky keyboard lick, and from a little bit more slicker production and, a bass line definitely, and differentiate between, part A and B and C, and put some drops in to get people, build them, hold them, let them loose. Don't just put them in a corner and make them jump up and down.
All right, Tommy, I appreciate that. Thank you. Go find a hospital gown while we're at it. All right, over to Jimmy Starr. Find out what he thinks of him. Jimmy,
Okay.
Song number 2, sir.
Okay, I had a little bit of problems because it kept going on and off, but my general feeling was I actually like this a lot. It sounded fantastic. I like the fact that it didn't have a whole lot of bass in it because, like, everybody puts a lot of bass in it. So to me, it sounded unique and different. I could see people driving down the road, I could see me driving down the road, listening to this with the stereos blasting and just kind of like singing along. I didn't get to hear the third verse. I only think I got through the first 2. But this would be an artist that I would actually like to hear more stuff from. So like if they're in here and they're like listening, they could email me jimmystar@spectrummusicgroup.com because I'd actually like to hear more. I actually liked it a lot.
All right, Jimmy, I'll tell you what, I'll send you over the full track. Make sure you can, hear it on your leisure as well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought the rapping was really good in it. It had a nice flow. I thought all together it was it was commercial. Very, very commercial.
All right. I appreciate it, Jimmy. Thank you. Over to Ian. Ian, what do you think about track number 2?
I agree with Jimmy from the point of view that it was very commercial and the production was very slick. I thought there was some really good sonics going on there. From a personal opinion, I found the song very repetitive, much like Tom. Verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, and that was it. There was no drops, there was no breaks. There was no real dynamic interest from my point of view. It didn't sort of really ebb and flow like I feel a track should. There's a lot of talent going on there, obviously. Wasn't too keen on as Tommy put it, the Munchkin chorus. I felt that got a bit messy. I did feel it got a bit messy, and I kind of lost what she was saying, which is obviously pointing in the chorus under all of that sort of backing vocal layers and everything that was going on there. So either bring that lead vocal up and make sure it is a lead vocal against everything else, or drop some of them layers. I did think there was a little bit too much going on there. Across the track, there was probably a little bit too much going on everywhere. This is why, dropping some of that instrumentation out underneath the verse would sort of give it a bit more dynamic and pick it up then again into the chorus. And some sort of break again, some sort of a mid-late or a solo of some kind, not necessarily a guitar solo, but, a synth or just an interlude of some kind. But otherwise, yeah, it is. It's commercial, it's well-produced, and it's a good track from that point of view.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. The name of this track, as I introduce it to everybody, it is called Celebrate. It's by Miss Money, and we appreciate her sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. Of course, if you're out on the interwebs, as we all are, we talked to Jimmy about it earlier, and he couldn't stress it enough, how important that is to get out and get your game on the social networks as well. As an indie musician, you may not have a lot of time. You need to hook up with some friends of ours over at the Indie Music Bus. Walter and the crew can help you get the word spread. Indie Music Bus, it's where it's at, and I got to tell you, Walter's the hardest working guy in show business besides Jimmy Starr. That's the honest truth, folks.
I love Indie Music Bus. I tweet with them all the time. They are fantastic, and I love them to death.
They are. I got to tell you, Walter is a sweetheart of a guy, too. And so go to indiemusicbus.com. Tell Walter we said hi. That's all.
Yeah, and ask him to wear a gown.
That's right. Walter probably would, though. He's just he'd do anything for you. All right, one more song. Here it is, song number 3 on today's MSI. Everyone, enjoy.
Top of the world, our world is spinning around. We'll have whatever we want, can you imagine it? We're left with nothing to prove, whatever we want to do. There's nothing better than you, I cannot fathom it. We're shooting stars in the sky, don't even need to be high. This feeling is so divine and we can handle it. So if you feel like you're cold or that the world's full of woe, then baby take off your clothes, right here's the remedy. So switch it up. We've earned the right to be bold wherever we wanna go. While here on this open road, there's just the two of us. I dig the way that you drive. I love your back and your thighs. I love the sex in your eyes. I'll never get enough. And when we switch into gear and we go pumping it.
Oh my lord!
Damn, baby, can I get that? Oh, oh, baby, you drive me crazy. Oh, oh, baby, so won't you give it to me? Oh, oh, baby, you are so amazing. Oh, oh, baby, so won't you give it to me? Take off your hat and you dance with your socks and your shoes. So won't you give it to me? Oh, oh, baby, you are everything. Oh, oh, baby, so won't you give it to me? So won't you give it to me? We're on top of the world, we're on top of the world, and I'm telling you nothing's gonna stop us. We're on top of the world, we're on top of the world, and I'm telling you nothing's gonna stop us. We're on top of the world, we're on top of the world, and I'm telling you nothing's gonna stop us. We're on top of the world, we're on top of the world, nothing can stop us. Oh, oh, baby, you drive me crazy. Oh, oh, baby, so won't you give it to me? Oh, oh, baby, you are so amazing. Oh, oh, baby, so won't you give it to me? Take off your shirt and your dance with the socks and your shoes. So won't you give it to me? Oh, oh, baby, you're so everything. Oh, oh, baby, so won't you give it to me?
There you have song number 3 on the broadcast today. And I want to make sure Jimmy heard that song all right. Everything go for you well there, Jimmy?
It went okay. I had some problems. It seemed to play better at the end.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to throw it over to you, and we'll get your thoughts on it first. So let us know what you thought of track number 3.
All right. First of all, it's not my genre of music that I would ever like listen to. But being open-minded to a genre that I don't particularly like, I actually kind of liked it. It kind of reminded me of a mellow Jimmy Somerville or the Communards or something like that. So it seemed like it's a good club track. I like the guy's voice because it sounded a little bit like Jimmy Somerville. I think it had a good beat. I didn't get to hear the middle part of the song because it cut off, and so I'm not sure what happened in the middle, but I like the beginning. I like the end. I think it's very commercial for like a Billboard dance club, underground club kind of music, so I think there's got a lot of commercial viability, and I love the guy's voice, and I can't comment too much on the production of it because I missed part of it and I was really listening to his voice, but I love the guy's voice, and I actually think that the clubs would like that song a lot, and especially like in gay clubs and stuff. Like, I think people would be dancing and sweating up a storm and really enjoying that song, so I actually liked it.
All right, very good. Thank you, Jimmy. Over to Ian next. We'll find out what he thought about it. Ian?
Okay, again, not a genre that I sort of generally listen to, but I like the Jimmy Somerville reference. That was really good, actually, and it has got that 80s vibe to it. For me, as a dance track, I didn't think this was hard enough. That kick, the mix was very safe. I would like to hear that kick pumping a bit more, and the bass coming out a bit more. And I found it too repetitive. I know a lot of dance music sort of goes down that sort of avenue, but for me personally, as a listener, I felt it going around too much, and I felt the lyrics were pretty cliche. Oh, oh, baby, you're so amazing, won't you give it to me? I mean, it's nothing that hasn't
Not
been done
in public, Ian.
It had that corny, like Right Said Fred kind of feel to it.
Yeah. I noticed we're picking out British bands here, guys. Come on.
That's because I listen to a lot of because British bands are awesome.
But we criticise him with British. Come on,
No, Jimmy Somerville was like one of my favorites. That's terrific. And Right Said Fred. Hey, you know what? I mean, like, I just meant it as a reference of it was a little bit corny with the way you said with the lyrics and stuff. But hey, Right Said Fred sold like a lot of records, dude.
No
and it was
doubt.
fun.
They were too sexy for their shirt.
That's right.
But yeah, for me, as a modern contemporary dance track, I don't think this is hard enough hitting. I'd like to hear this remixed with some edgier sounds, bring it up to date a bit more. It does sound very 80s. But there is a good track there, and the production level in the sort of 80s sense, it works really, really well. It's just too safe for me, a bit too cliche, and it needs a sort of harder remix and, put a little bit more into the lyrics.
All right, Ian, I appreciate your thoughts on that. Over to Tom Chianti now and get his take on track number 3. Tommy?
Well, this is why I like what I'm doing and what I've been doing for the past 30 or 40 years. I love all different types of genre. And at different stages in my life, dance paid the bills. Rap paid and hip hop paid the bills, and pop and whatever. So, I like all genres really. And for the dance genre, I have to disagree with Ian. It is very 80s, and there's nothing too wrong about that. It has all the elements of a great, like Jimmy said, a great club track. But having spent a couple of years working with Tony Moran, who was a great DJ producer, he would say there's still some room left in there, or do we have any other patch chords or effects left? Yes, it does need more going on and more edgier, because this, you've got to amp it up. You've got to, I love the breaks and everything, and the guy's voice was cool. This is like, a really, really great demo, and given to the right kind of producer who could just bring it to the next level. That's not to say it couldn't make it on its own. I just think it would be a lot more commercial given to, a DJ remixer with a little bit more experience. There were no filter sweeps, no, cosmic clashes of oral orgasms or something. It's a good track, and it, it just needs to break out and go for it. And in that respect, it's a little shy. But, I like it too.
All right, Tommy, thank you very much. By the way, Tommy, just for your information, your Wi-Fi, they may have had a second popular visitor hour time over there at the hospital. I don't know. But you're okay for right now. So just hang in there. You'll be fine. All right, let me take and introduce that track to everybody. The name of track number 3. It was called Top of the World, and it's by Saturn. So, Saturn, thanks for sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. Again, I want to remind everybody out there, if you're interested in getting your music in front of our panel, all you have to do is go to MusicSceneInvestigation.com, click on Submit a Song. It's that simple. It's very easy to do, and we look forward to hearing from you. All right, gentlemen, one final task for you to do, and that's to decide upon a song of the week. So I'm going to turn it over to you, let you have the floor to discuss it, fight about it, whatever you want to do, as long as you decide on something.
I say song number two, Celebrate. That's for me like the best one. It's commercial. It was fabulous. I like all things about it without a doubt. I said Celebrate was first top of the world, second, and Against the Wall third.
All right, Ian. And
that's
Tommy?
That's my opinion.
Okay.
No, that's cool. I mean, to be honest, I'm struggling this week. I've got number 1. It's a song that I like. I got songs 2 and 3, which aren't really music I would listen to. I'm not that interested in, but in many areas are better. I think the songwriting on number 1 is the strongest, and I think 2 and 3 need work on their songwriting wise. Oh, I'm confused. Tom, where are you at, man? Besides the hospital.
I'm in the hospital. Where are you at?
I'm in West Drayton, Middlesex.
Yeah,
UK?
You know, I could go with either, any one of these three. They're very well put together, and they're very lapsing and missing things in similar or different places. So they're all pretty evenly matched. And at this point, the best presentation, even though I think the production could have been a little bit more slick and needed more bass, I'd agree with Jimmy and go with number 2.
All right, Ian.
Well, I'm going to personally, as a nod, tip of the hat to Kirby, who's in the chat room as well. I'm going to go with number 1. It makes no difference. I'm outvoted. But I think, it's nice to sort of say to some of the songwriters out there when their material is as strong, in my opinion, as a song of the week. So I'm going to go with number 1.
There, Ian?
All right. All
I
right.
made it easy for me.
Freedom to do that.
You made it easy for me. Thank you, Tom.
Well, there you have it. Our song of the week is Miss Moni's Celebrate. And, of course, we want to hear from you out in the audience as well. We want your witness statements. MusicSceneInvestigation.com/witness. And let us know what you think. We'll bring you those results next week. And we'll find out what you had to say. I want to thank our guest panelist, Jimmy Starr. Jimmy, thank you so much for being here with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. I had a blast.
We had a blast having you, and I certainly hope you'll consider coming back and joining us again. And
Absolutely.
Because we have more music and you can shake a stick at, and I'm sure they'd love to hear your opinion on it. So thanks again, Jimmy. I really appreciate it. Ian, Tommy, thank you. Tommy, get out of the hospital soon, all right, man?
I will do my best. I've already got through the Amazon.com, I've got a lock-picking app coming.
Just ask the nurse, when am I getting out of here? Pay the doctor and they'll let you go. It's all that easy. All right, everybody. Thanks for being with us again. MusicSceneInvestigation.com/witness. It's where you want to fill out your witness statements and then go to JimmyStarShow.com and find out more about Jimmy Starr. It's going to be a good time no matter where you start at. Trust me on this. We're going to play out now with Miss Moni's Celebrate right here on Music Scene Investigation. Thanks for being with us, everybody.
Bye.
No.
It's Miss Money, Miss Money, Miss Money, Miss Money, Miss Money. Everybody eyes be live. Miss Money, what you gonna do? And for real, I don't know what I'ma do. I guess what I gotta, and not what I wanna. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. I'm looking on the outskirts of everything I did. The outturn, well, it seems that I've earned every fan screaming, we love her. Everybody, we love you. Y'all do, cause without y'all, it would be no use. Headphones and mic, how I celebrate the boo. Hip, hip, parade, but I'm yelling cause it's cool. Stay out my way, polite, asking you to move. Poppin' hip hop is how I'm marketing my tunes. They all blindfolded, they don't see me coming through. Wiz got the industry 1 in the 4-1-2, but they ain't say yeah. So black and yellow came through, so I'ma celebrate for the Taylor gang crew. Popping bottles with my team, watch Miss Money board the train. They say she got the melody to make the world sway. What you gon' do? Celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. They ask what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate. Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah, I'm 17 on the reverb ears, cause everybody's listening. Starting point PA, shot up to Michigan. Then I took my boat and flowed the Mississippi's in. They ain't never heard a girl that ain't gimmicking. They ain't been to the burg where the winners is. First Steelers, Khalifa, Mac Miller, Miss Money, who? You know the name. And I got over 2,000 witnesses. Oops, I mean fans. Cause I am the hottest woman. You can play cards, no deal. I make you jump ball, low cam. What you gon' do, Miss Money? I'ma celebrate like I graduate. I think I graduated. Have been schooling so long, got a mastered it. I hate it. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate? Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate? Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate? Yeah, I'ma celebrate. Yeah, that's what you gon' do. I'ma celebrate. You gon' celebrate? Yeah, I'ma celebrate.
Much pain.